Brian and I saw the new Star Wars film, The Last Jedi. This is going to be a crazy discussion because this movie is pretty crazy. I mean, that in the best possible way. I'm so excited to jump into this. Also, Brian is a huge super fan of Star Wars, so that's going to make this a crazy conversation with someone who's a very casual fan. I like leisure into like the Star Wars universe. I'll vacation in here. I'm not going to stay in here forever. It's a full-time job to like Star Wars.
Oh, it is.
I don't know how you guys do it.
So you should see my house. There's Lego Star Wars. There's everything.
I mean, there's Star Wars waffle makers where you can make like little Death Stars.
Oh, legit, I want one for Christmas.
Which, let's talk about a spoiler. There's no Death Star in this movie. There's no
At all.
idea of a Death Star. No new version of it.
Thank God.
I guess after Rogue One and Force Awakens, I was kind of done with that whole gimmick of Death Stars. I get it. Cool. Fine. Yeah, there's none of that in here. So let's, other than that, it's kind of jumping into it. Yeah. Tell me your thoughts on The Last Jedi.
God. The Last Jedi was, in my opinion, and I know I'm probably going to get flayed for this, the best Star Wars movie next to Empire Strikes Back. It is.
I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, so I'm not worried about getting flayed. I agree with you 100%. I think this is honestly just as good, if not on par with Empire Strikes Back.
I would completely agree with you. I was worried though that they were just gonna remake Empire Strikes Back.
And I don't want to say they don't. And they don't remake it, but they also kind of do. They give you a lot of themes, tropes. Oh, that reminds me of Empire.
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me. But it doesn't remind me of Force Awakens, where we were distracted. It's almost a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like, remember Psycho in the 90s? But that's a shot-for-shot remake. And that's how almost Force Awakens, where I'm like, it makes this cheaper and less impactful, because it's more of a nostalgia trip. It's my problem with Ready Player One.
Don't give me started on that.
That's going to be a fun discussion.
That'll be our next review.
It's just something like that where I'm like, it's a trip of nostalgia. And it's just kind of, it distracts from the new story. Where I felt The Last Jedi is the new story I've been waiting for.
Yes, I think, and I know we're going to talk about him, Rian Johnson did a good job of taking what J.J. Abrams did and making it into something new.
Especially after hearing the whole thing that's come out months and months ago, that there was no plans for a trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, JJ, as nice as you are and a great producer, as a long-term thing, I think I thought he was going to put this franchise at a disadvantage. He was, here's my new thing, there's no plans for 2 or 3.
Well, and that got me worried, too, because look at Star Trek. Star Trek 1 and 2 is pretty much, other than lens flares, a shot-for-shot remake of the first 2.
And I will say all 3 of those movies that go to Star Trek are almost completely different movies each one. Mm-hmm. Where this feels connected to Force Awakens, but I feel it's an improvement. A massive improvement on Force Awakens.
Yeah, visually, storytelling, sound design, all of it is just, wow.
This is, I think, a filmmaker's Star Wars movie. This is definitely, you can appreciate the sound design, the cinematography, the script is great, which is something I usually don't compliment the Star Wars movies on.
And I agree with you on that.
The dialogue, as iconic as Nerf Herder is, what the hell's a Nerf Herder? You know what I mean? Some of these scripts are crazy.
Yes.
I
completely agree.
It's a streamlined script. There is things I talk about. There's no dead weight in this movie, not at all. There is stories that I don't particularly love, that I think distract.
Yeah.
I don't think it weighs it down, though. There's a difference of weighing down and destroying something is different. This just weighs it down a tiny bit, where I'm like, leave.
And the only time I really felt that way was towards the end of the movie. I don't want to say any spoilers, but you know what I'm talking about, where
just things need to get.
You need to speed the beginning of that last segment up 2-3 minutes, and it would have been perfect.
Absolutely, and that's what's so crazy. The pacing. This is a 2.5-hour movie. Does not feel like it.
No.
There was a point, at that point you were mentioning, where I was like, I've noticed. I kind of went out of the movie for a second. I was like, I have to pee. This is a long movie. This is crazy. And then I went right back into it because the drama, the action, the tension was great.
And that was my thing. Prior to that scene, I was like, this is how they're going to end it. There's still 30 minutes left in the movie. Wait a minute. Okay, let me get reinvested.
It definitely didn't stop and start, though. I hate those endings. I forgot what movie it was recently. Lord of the Rings is a great example. There's one of them where I'm like, this movie has 4 endings.
Oh yeah.
This movie ended 4 times ago. Where The Force Awakens, or Last Jedi has that one where I'm like, is this the end? Oh no, there is still a lot, and I loved what was after though.
Quick story. Okay, I read all the Lord of the Rings. I knew it was coming. My friend Chino, not you Chino, did not. So when the first movie ended, he went, they're not at the mountain? And I was like, oh no, there's 2 more movies and they're probably going to be 3 hours each. And that's when he gave up. So you have to read books sometimes.
And that starts a good conversation with this, is sometimes cliffhangers, like they do with The Lord of the Rings, aren't great.
I agree with you 100%.
This cliffhanger things, I'm very excited for the next Star Wars film, but also it wrapped up this singular film very nicely.
Yes, it did.
I got my story in this movie, which is fine, but I know there's more still to be told.
Exactly. You're 100% right. They wrapped up, well, let's just say it, they wrapped up Force Awakens and The Last Jedi at the end of Last Jedi. So I feel like going into the third, we kind of know what's going to happen.
He was much nicer to JJ than JJ was to him.
Yes.
He gave JJ, JJ's coming back for episode 9, right? Yeah, episode 9.
Yeah.
He's coming back for that, and he's coming into a much better world than he left it.
Yes, I agree with you. I do want to give my nod to JJ because he did give us the potential.
Like I said, JJ reinvented this. Rian Johnson took that reinvention and went a whole different route with it. In the best possible.
Completely agree with you.
We talked about it in our little pre-show thing. Rian Johnson is the best technical director. Lucas and Abrams have both brought things to this franchise.
Yes.
I mean, we can all thank Lucas for creating this.
Yes.
And, you know, his directing is fine. He has a style. Whatever. JJ is a visual director.
Oh, yes.
He tells a story.
And he should actually be director of cinematography and not a director.
He really reminds me of how I feel about Zack Snyder, which is, wow, you are really great at directing your cameraman.
Yeah.
Not so much with your talent.
Yeah.
And not every director is a talent director.
Exactly.
Except for Rian Johnson, who is a director, I think, of everything. I really love what Rian Johnson did with, I mean, working with his sound team, working with the cinematography, working with his talent. It just, you could see him everywhere.
Especially in the audio. I mean, he really brought new sounds to the Star Wars franchise. I'm not giving anything away here, but Kylo's TIE Fighter sounds different than the other ones, you know? As to where in the previous ones, Vader's and the TIE Fighters all sounded exactly the same. So it really kind of brings more character, more life to the story.
Yeah, he really used the behind-the-camera tricks to help in front of the camera tricks.
Yes.
It is very hard to do that where, like you said, the sound design helps you understand the characters more. It helps you be like, oh, as soon as you hear that like screech, you know that's Kylo. You don't even need to go into the ship to know, oh, that's Kylo shit.
Yeah, and the perfect example of that is someone yanked all the audio out of the end of Return of the Jedi. The whole metal scene, everything. It is absolutely stunning what sound can do, and Rian Johnson just...
There's a scene that I'm not going to get into spoilers about. It involves sound, but the absence of sound. I'm talking about that Lightspeed scene. How things just went silent. I mean, I just got goosebumps thinking about it again, because I remember we were all like, oh, this is going to be... Oh,
I think there was an audible gasp in the theater when that happened.
It was there, and especially like I'll give you a little like thing about press screenings. Everyone tries to be very professional. You can tell the fans want to get up and cheer, but everyone tries to be, oh, I'm just gonna write my notes. And even me, I saw shirtless Kylo, and I even got my little ooh. So you know we break it sometimes, but that was the moment everyone in the theater was just like, we just witnessed like a moment in Star Wars history. Like that was like, if you could do demo reels of the Star Wars films, that is going to be like centerpiece of it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I say it's my favorite singular moment. There are scenes I love more, like full-on segments that I like more, but that's the moment I keep going back to.
Yes.
I mean, there's a cameo in this movie that trumps everybody.
Oh, everybody. Absolutely.
Everybody. Just gonna... Everybody. But no, that was my favorite just actual moment. And I just, it's insane, like you said, what Rian Johnson did with sound, what he did with the talent, because these are some of my favorite acting, like, character-wise I've seen in a Star Wars movie in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
With someone like Kylo. Like, I thought Kylo was established well in Force Awakens.
Yes, I agree with you.
Established well.
Established well, yes.
Not developed.
Yes.
This is a full development. I mean, it really helps smashing that ugly helmet he had.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a spoiler, you see it in the trailer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's literally him getting very aggressive with it. It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
It was a very, like, I think that defines the character now.
Oh, yeah, that was his breakaway moment where, okay, now I'm going to be me. I'm not going to try and be something else. Which
is something I like in the Star Wars franchise, and I know it's kind of where the Grey Jedi idea goes. I'm not going to talk about it if that's in here. But I like the idea of Kylo, he doesn't even feel good or bad anymore. He's his own thing. Yes, he's very bad. I mean, he's an insane person.
Yeah.
But there's also something to him that feels like he just wants to escape everything. The good, the bad, the planets, everything. He just wants to go live on his own island by himself, like somebody. Really interesting. Kylo's plan in this movie. I was like, this is just, you just want to be Luke? You really don't like Luke, but you really want to be Luke?
Well, he kind of did. And it goes into that. I'm not going to say anything. Well, we've seen somewhat of that in the first
there's the whole Knights of Ren and all that, and they definitely dive into that. I still want to see the Knights of Ren.
I do too.
Is that Rian Johnson's spinoff?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, did I just unlock like a secret there? Because I really think the Knights of Ren with Rian Johnson.
Please don't sue us.
Disney, actually, please take my idea.
Yeah.
Like, I'll let you guys have that. You guys just pay me. You guys buy enough stuff.
Going back into Rian Johnson, that's why, because of this movie, that's why Disney gave him his own trilogy.
Oh, Kathleen Kennedy, who runs Star Wars at Disney, saw this rough cut and was like, thank you, here you go.
Look at that, I just got goosebumps.
And I
was thinking about that.
I mean, Kathleen Kennedy, we'll talk about her for a second. She's a businesswoman extraordinaire.
Yeah.
She's brought this franchise, as much as J.J. Abrams has to the new generation, behind the scenes, she is running this very well. She's getting rid of people that she doesn't like she did with Rogue One. Bye, you're fired. Bye, Han Solo directors, you're gone. I give her enough crap for that, but then I see the end products and I'm like, maybe you do need to have that thumb on everybody.
You know what you're doing,
I just really love, and now I understand why Rian Johnson has his franchise away from this, because he's earned it.
Oh, he completely earned it.
And it wasn't like a JJ, as much as I like him, he got handed Star Wars.
Yeah. Make something of this.
Please, you did it great with Star Trek.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Ryan worked for this, because he did Looper and Brick, which were great sci-fi movies.
I love Looper.
Looper's so interesting. Do I love it? No, but it's not usually my type. This is Star Wars, and so let's kind of get back to the characters. We talked about Kylo for a little bit. Really like Kylo. A great development. Speaking of development, my favorite in this one movie is Poe. Poe Dameron's story arc is amazing. Not from one movie to the other, because I honestly don't really remember him in Force Awakens a lot. He's kind of in the background.
He was that Han Solo-ish character in The Force Awakens.
But they didn't show anything to believe that. There's that one scene where he goes and blows up a bunch of people right before he reunites with Finn that I love. But the whole beginning of this movie is Poe being Poe.
Oh, yeah.
The beginning of this movie, I talk about it in my other YouTube review where I really felt that was the best scene of the movie, and I was so scared. I was like, did I just see the best?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's the intro with Poe, and you see Leia, and you see all this stuff going on, and I'm like, this is the best scene of the movie. It's 10 minutes in. Yeah. And they followed it up, more and more with better scenes.
Oh, yeah.
But I was just like, because in that opening, I laughed. Me and General Hux's humor don't really mix, but Hux is in this again.
But Poe and Hux humor together
was interesting.
Really well.
Then you get the drama. I mean, the scene where Rose's sister, we're not going to talk about anything of that, but Rose, who's the new character in this, love her.
Yes.
Her sister is in the beginning.
Yes.
Has she is a hero.
Completely.
And it's so badass. Completely. Like, a character you see for the first time you've ever seen her, you love her. You were like...
She's in the movie 10 minutes, that's it.
Yeah, and you were just like, bam, I now respect that character.
Yes.
More so than I have other characters that have been there. I'm not a big Finn fan.
I agree with you. I do think that Finn's character really kind of grows up in this movie.
Forcefully.
Forcefully grows up in this movie.
No pun intended about the Force. But, he does grow. I'm just not sold on him. It's something against John Boyega. I love him as an actor.
Yeah.
I think he's adorable. He has great expressions. Like, he's just fun to watch. Just the Finn character. especially because Finn falls into the story, I have it with an ensemble cast. You have all these players going on.
Yes.
One story, one character is not going to be your favorite.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
His was mine. He goes to the casino planet that you've heard a lot about. They talked about the casino stuff a lot. I'm not going to talk about what happens there. You do meet Benicio del Toro's character.
Yes.
Interesting, I guess. He's kind of the new Lando-ish. Take that as you may. Run with that comparison as you will.
Yeah, it was weird.
Benicio, he just looks like a villain. Even if he was a great human being, I would have been like, you're still Benicio del Toro. You just don't look. I also get him confused with Javier Bardem. I don't know, just something about this Spanish-ish guy. I was is that Javier? No, it's Benicio del Toro. We'll talk about another new character, Laura Dern, is introduced in the franchise. Yes. Vice Admiral, whatever her name was, purple hair.
Yeah, I like that. We're just gonna call her Vice Admiral Purple Hair. Purple hair from now on.
Because you know exactly who she is.
Yeah.
She's fine. She is definitely there for Leia.
Yeah.
I actually thought there was a slight love feeling there.
I want to say it was more of a sister.
It was love, however you want to take it. Were they together or were they sisters? I just felt a vibe between them.
Or a mutual respect for what each one of them.
I really loved those two. And I think I didn't really love Laura Dern's character on her own, but the second she had a scene with Leia, I got her.
Yeah.
I was aha!
Oh yeah.
This is what I've been waiting for the entire time. Because she does the scene of, I really like Poe, and Leia's like, I love Poe. As much as I literally slapped him in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Which shook me. I was just like, Leia. We'll talk about her for a while too.
Oh, yeah.
This is Carrie Fisher's movie almost.
Oh, yeah. I can't exactly say what I want to say. Maybe we'll do a spoilers review at some point.
Or we'll do a spoilers section. We'll do a good 5 minutes of this where we'll just if you want to tune out then, we'll let you know. Spoilers, we'll give you a big thing.
Yeah.
But then we have to talk about some things, and Leia is something you have to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Back to Laura Dern real quick. That was my biggest surprise in the movie. When she came on screen, I went, oh. You don't see her anywhere. Mm-hmm. And she has a pivotal role.
Yeah.
And it's just I love how Star Wars can do that sometimes. You take the Force Awakens trailers, for instance, they made John Boyega seem like Rey's character in all of the trailers. And I love how they do that, how they can still leave little surprises and little things like this and that.
Opposite, though. I'm tired of Phasma getting teased as this big badass, and we get no Phasma, really. Because I'm going to let you guys know, again, Phasma has a more sizable role than last time.
Yeah.
But
and you kind of see that in the trailer, too.
I guess liking, Gwendoline Christie, she's Bran on Game of Thrones. I love her. Yes. I adore her. So to kind of see her get the Boba Fett treatment, where I definitely compare her to Boba Fett, where I'm I don't know how everyone loves her because we don't see enough of her.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. Matter of fact, that might be an interesting little story arc if they take her and she's like, all right, screw you, First Order. I keep getting screwed over. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. I now have a vendetta. Kind of thing.
I do like that the First Order screws its own people over.
Oh, completely.
There is no, because there's definitely a weird vibe with Hux and Kylo. Yes. There's a lot of power things that are when Kylo's doing all these things and Hux is what he said. And I'm God, Hux, you're so useless. I like him. He's a very interesting actor to watch.
Well, and in the first movie, he was
just Hitler.
He basically, he had more power, and we really didn't know Snoke. We didn't know anything. He was the general, the Tarkin of Force Awakens. And this one, I feel like they took away some of that from him.
But they gave him more to do, which is a very odd dynamic. They took away his power within the movie, but gave him more power as a character and as an actor.
Yes.
His name's Domhnall Gleeson. I've seen him in Ex Machina. I really like this guy.
I really need to see Ex Machina.
You should. Suggestion for everyone, Ex Machina. But he's a great actor. This was him. He chewed up the scenery.
Oh yeah. Oh, he totally did.
Which Rian Johnson literally just put actors we'll talk about Mark Hamill now.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill was acting for the back row. That's a theater term where you're acting over the top. Oh yeah. For the people to understand. He's acting for the people in Amscott down the road here. He is giving it. And Mark Hamill I like him on The Flash as the trickster.
Yes.
So I think once he started out with jokes in this, I was like, oh, don't be jokey, Luke.
Yeah.
Don't be jokey, Luke. And no,
He's not.
He has a great heart-to-heart moment with somebody in this movie. Actually, with a couple of people. The scene with Leia is amazing.
Yeah.
I won't say anything about that. It's just... I think, going back to Carrie Fisher, this really felt like Carrie Fisher's movie because General Leia gets things done.
Oh, completely.
More so than any of the Resistance, the Rebels.
Exactly.
She's the first one that I'm like, oh, things are happening.
It's time to get this moving.
Yeah.
She is that character that comes in and pushes the story forward.
Yeah. Even when she's not on screen, you feel Leia's presence.
Yeah.
Everyone mentions her. She's just there.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm trying to think of other major characters. We haven't talked about Rey, which these movies are kind of about Rey.
This movie, I would probably say, is more about Kylo.
Yes.
Rey does have an interesting kind of grow up scene where she really kind of figures things out, and you see that in the trailer. She's lost. She doesn't know what she is. She doesn't know what she's doing, and she really, by the end of this movie, it's she's coming into her own. She's not fully there yet, like Kylo is, but she definitely comes into her own.
I think the problem with being lost as a Jedi is it instantly starts being like, oh, are they going to go to the dark side? Luke talks about that for a little bit, where he's like, well, you instantly wanted to go to the dark side.
Oh, exactly.
And I just think that's interesting that me, as a person who usually relates to the bad guys or always tries to find something good in the bad guys, I see that as, she's just being a human.
Yeah.
And I guess the Jedis can't really be human. So you learned about it with Anakin not being able to love. You saw it with Luke. There's interesting that like Jedis really have an odd sense, and now to see Rey go through it in a she's very open about her confusion. Same thing with Kylo. Though we talk about Kylo internalizing a lot of things, he's very open that he's very confused about everything. And
it's conflicted, very.
And I like that they're parallel stories, and they do it a lot in the editing. They do match cuts a lot.
Yeah.
Talk about how far we are editing-wise from the wipes.
Oh, yeah.
To match cuts, where match cuts, if you don't know, is basically, if we would cut from me to him, it would be my face, his face, like an exact match of the shot, cut from scene to scene. They do that a lot with Kylo.
I'll show you that right now.
They do that a lot with Kylo and Rey, and I really like that it kind of was like, oh look, Kylo and Rey are connected. Once again, we talked about it.
Yes.
You didn't need to physically say how connected they were. The cinematography was telling you that.
Oh yeah, completely. There's so much storytelling in just the cinematography. It's ridiculous. I
think this is really just one of the most well-made films from start to finish. I was engaged the entire time. Even like we talked about, the Casino Planet that I didn't like. If that was in any other movie that wasn't so drama-heavy, if that was in The Force Awakens, I would have loved that scene. I just feel like we're in a tunnel of the Skywalker story now. That anything that distracts from that, I'm just not here for it.
And see that, and okay, I get what you're saying there, but I want more. Mm-hmm. We're in that Skywalker triangle or whatever you want to call it. I want to know more. I want to know what else is going on in this world. The casino scene, the casino world scene, they could have cut 5 minutes out of that, and it would have probably fit in perfectly. It didn't need to be as long as it was.
Because there's weird red herrings that really don't lead to anything. Yeah. It just, though,
they may.
There is something with a little kid on that planet that they kind of lead to something that I think me and you are one of the few people who caught that the first time. We were like,
wait a minute.
What's happening here?
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see. And even if it's not fully expanded on, I think they established something there that last end scene gave me enough hope to be like, aha, this is where this future's going to go.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. There's just so much in this movie, and I think, let's talk about some spoilers now. So, giving everyone a warning.
Wait, did we cover all the characters yet?
Covering all the characters.
Rey, Kylo.
We didn't talk about Rose, who's the new character who has a lot of scenes with Finn. I like her a lot. She's pretty much...
Rose is basically Finn. They have kind of the same story arc there.
Yeah, a much better version of Finn. Also very sassy.
Very
I remember when Finn's trying to leave, and she's just like, "Oh, you're leaving, Zap."
Yep.
She's just.
Yeah.
I love the scenes where he's trying to mansplain over her, and she's like, "Excuse me, I know what's happening." And and I loved her character.
And let's talk about that real quick. Is the strong female roles in this?
That's what tells me this is, once again, goes back, this is Carrie Fisher's movie. Because that's all what we loved about Princess Leia in the originals.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
She was the coolest female, really the only female for a while. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. She was the only female. And she was that
Maz
strong...
Katana, who we saw in this for a tiny little bit, she was in a badass fight the 2 seconds we saw her, which I love. Rose, Laura Dern's character, Princess Leia, Rey even, just all the females are badass. And I really think that's the Carrie Fisher influence. And I don't want to say it's like a feminism message. I didn't really get like, oh god, here's a diversity thing. It just felt like...
I didn't get that either, but I like seeing that.
No, I like seeing it, but there's a way to do it. Like, Wonder Woman made a very good movie of not making it a feminist movie.
Yes.
It was just a badass movie with a badass chick.
Yeah.
This was the same thing.
Same thing. Badass movie with a badass set of chicks.
Yeah,
you know?
and I really like seeing that. Like, I'm all for diversity, I'm all for good messages. Do it well. This was, look, women are awesome. We've seen the men be awesome. They're still awesome.
Yeah, they're still awesome.
That's also the thing. They didn't make the men weaker to elevate the women. Aha, equality,
right.
equal.
You're 100% right.
And I think that's what I really, really like with this. And I just had a blast watching it. So like going through characters, we finished. There's porgs. I didn't hate the porgs as much as I thought.
I didn't either. I was worried about that because of the marketing campaign.
Which I understand. They're the toy.
Yeah.
They're the toy. I get it. But I want a toy that Crystal Fox. Those ice foxes were gorgeous. I mean, the character creature designs in Star Wars are always phenomenal. We get to have Admiral Akbar again.
I mean, it's Admiral Akbar.
I just like his aesthetic. I think he's one of the most iconic characters.
Oh, definitely.
And it's just his look just makes me happy. Chewbacca looks great.
I don't know if that was actually Admiral.
They say it. Yes, because there's a scene where.
Again, well, and I told my wife this last night is now that I've gone and seen it as a fanboy, I need to go back and see it again as an actual person. Yeah. Because the Star Wars glam is kind of
absolutely. But
toned down.
I'm really interested because usually that's when people stop liking The Force Awakens, is their second viewing. Is they went back to The Force Awakens after the fanboy feeling, and we're just like, oh, okay, it was fine.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm curious to see your reaction seeing it again. I mean, this movie has so many details. Chewbacca, there's a scene where he's on the island with his hair just blowing. It was so cute and small, but it was just like a
L'Oreal moment there.
But it was just like, oh, everything just feels so real and lived in, and just little things like that. Chewbacca's great in this. I mean, when he's eating one of the porks, which also did not know there was multiple porks.
Yeah.
So that's why that's not a spoiler because there's a lot of porks. They're like pigeons.
Yeah.
They're like cute space pigeons, and like I like them a lot. I think they're great. The water nurses.
The water nurses
that were there.
Yeah.
Some of the best things with Rey. They hate Rey. I'm not gonna say why they hate Rey.
Yeah, they absolutely
hate her. Which same thing with like Luke is. I wrote down in my notes is can't we just leave Luke alone? He was so nice on that island by himself. He was fishing. He had a nice little like caretakers.
Yes.
I just kept being like Rey. Leave him alone. And I know he has to be there for the story, blah blah blah. But
and she's looking for that guidance, that I don't want to say a fatherly figure, but she's looking for that person to help her. She's got all of these abilities and just really does not know what to do.
And that's why she leans towards Kylo. Because obviously Kylo has his powers figured out.
Well, you need a teacher.
Yeah.
It's exactly what she needs.
But I think they need to teach each other. And I think that is going to be no master, Padawan kind of thing. Just two equal people figuring it out together. And I think that's the story of Rey and Kylo.
And I really kind of hope that is because it really will... I mean, hard right turn from the Skywalker story.
Yeah. I mean, this feels so different.
What we need, I think.
This is definitely the most different Star Wars movie.
Yes.
We talked about it. I'm trying to figure out, really remember, there is no... Every Star Wars movie ends with a battle in the air and someone fighting on land.
Yeah.
Force Awakens,
Going on at
Rogue
the
One,
same time.
Empire Strikes Back, same time, cutting back and forth. That doesn't really happen in this. So
No,
that's what I'm saying. The
filmmaking,
the filmmaking is so different, and it really sticks out. I'm going to say it again. This is the best movie since Empire.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to make a ton of money this weekend.
Yeah.
A ton of money.
Since I'm not a big fan, I would sit there and feel moments that I'm like, fans are going to go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Like multiple times, I'm like, they're gonna go crazy for that. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait till they see that. Wait, I can't wait to talk about this in a more detailed, because it's so hard to talk about this without spoilers.
This is the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life. Where to to begin?
Where to begin with a spoiler review of The Last Jedi? Like, it's first things first. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Yoda has a cameo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna throw my favorite part of this whole movie out.
Yeah.
Yoda has a cameo. It's not the most. I don't want to say it helps the story, but it's not. It does well with being fan service, but also helping the character. Helping
well,
Luke.
We're doing spoilers.
Yeah.
It's helping Luke. Luke is very whiny in the beginning of this. Very.
Wow, Luke being whiny.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut.
And it's taken, 3, 4, 5 movies for him to finally come into his own and realize that the Jedi don't have to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the biggest
no one
thing.
ever told him that, though.
Yeah.
And it kind of angered me, once again, it's like a Yoda thing. As much as I love Yoda, I'm like, you could have been... It's like that one coach who could have just patted you on the back one more extra time.
Yeah.
Yoda didn't do that enough.
Yeah.
No one did that to any of these people figuring it out, which is, once again, why we have a Kylo.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm
not trying to, like, participation trophy kids, but, like...
Luke created Kylo.
And that's a very big part of this, is you find out there's a weird moment with them that... Still, because I don't even want to get into full spoilers, because it's hard to, like... But there's just a thing where, like, there's a confusion moment, and that definitely... And she tells it. She tells him, you made Kylo.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Yeah.
Also, it's not really even Luke's fault, though.
No.
Kylo was troubled, it seemed like from the get-go.
Yeah,
obviously
completely agree with you.
Influenced him. Interesting.
Well, Granddad's Vader.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be conflicting as it is.
Ooh, let's talk about Snoke now. We didn't even talk about him. Andy Serkis is Andy Serkis.
Yes.
Great motion capture. Did not like the voice of Snoke because it just sounds like Andy Serkis.
Exactly.
Something about him didn't allow me to get fully connected with him.
I agree with you.
I just, visually. Character-wise, he was shady.
Yeah.
He had some of the most sarcastic lines in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't like a haha, it was like a, oh. Like, he calls Kylo's mask ugly and just don't wear that anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, me. Like, how I feel about Kylo. I just want to see your face. So Snoke's interesting. Snoke has a very crazy, which we'll talk about it now with this, is neither one of them now have mentors. Take that as you may.
100% right. 100% right.
They don't have mentors now. So as I'm saying is they don't have anyone to train them. They should train each other.
Which got me worried because at the end, where Rey is figuring out her powers, she's still not a great fighter.
No.
And...
No, but Kylo is.
Kylo's amazing.
There's a scene where they don't fight each other, they fight with each other.
Yes.
And that's my favorite scene.
Mm-hmm.
I love the explosion
100%.
scene with the light speed, but I love that scene in, like, the moment he does that thing to Snoke.
Oh, yeah.
And the Royal Guard comes.
Yeah.
Which the Royal Guard aesthetic, once again, character designs are great. Their weapons are amazing.
I wanted to know more about the Royal Guard, too. Are they force sensitive? Is that why they can fight so well?
Is that the Knights of Ren?
I don't think it would have been Knights of Ren, because Knights of Ren were, I don't want to say...
God, there's so much more I want to know about the Knights of Ren as well.
Yeah, it really is. So much.
There's a lot to still dive into. So we talked about that. Leia she's force sensitive to the extreme.
She's all right. So if you have, let's just take Luke for instance, who is a Jedi, fully Force awakened, and you have that as your status. Leia is that version of him, but just force sensitive without being trained. I mean, that whole scene. Should we even talk about it?
I want to
leave some spoilers.
Yeah, that's why I said I didn't say anything
Just
about it.
know that Leia has an amazing scene, and you really get to know how connected to the Force she actually is.
Rian Johnson said a couple weeks ago, I remember the statement coming out, I want to do something with Leia that no one's ever done before.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, did he ever?
We can talk about her forever, because Leia really eats this movie up in every possible way. Love her, but yeah, that one scene's great. There's just so much. The Luke scene, the big ending of Luke in this movie. Not ending of character, we'll see, who knows with that.
Yeah.
But his scenes were just so powerful. He did really well with, like I said, at first I was like, oh, you're so campy. Oh, you're acting so extreme. Have fun.
Yes.
And then it slowly scaled back away, which was like his old hermit personality.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
then what Luke then we know.
Yeah.
Loved it. Like, I think,
Yeah.
there's so much in this movie, and I'm really, really happy I enjoyed it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I keep saying, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, if this keeps happening,
You
if episode 9 is like this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch my fanboy ticket in now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think the fan base is just gonna explode after this.
I mean, this is a generational movie as well. Like, I get worried sometimes because I want these movies to get darker and more adult.
Yeah.
But I keep remembering they're kids' movies.
Yeah.
And not in an insult, they have to be for every age.
Yeah, they really do.
So this is perfect.
I would not have a problem taking my 5-year-old to this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would have no problem taking a 40-year-old to this movie. You know,
Exactly.
like even a non-fan.
You did take a 40-year-old.
Yes, but like a non-fan. Just a very casual, average 40-year-old white male moviegoer, which is the average
that person
thing.
like sci-fi, maybe they don't. I think this is going to turn some people into sci-fi fans.
Absolutely.
It is just really, really well done.
I have a random question.
All right.
Random question for you with this. Is blue milk alcohol?
It was green. It wasn't blue.
Oh, because I thought that was blue milk.
Yeah, no, it was.
It looked like blue milk. And
But it was green on him.
God, I forgot it was like all in his beard.
Yeah.
I've always been curious about that because I'm like, how he was drinking and the face Ray gave him when he was drinking was very like, oh, you're old and a drunk.
Well, no, I gotta say I didn't get that.
Okay.
I could see where you did because he was being very. He was just trying to disgust her and get her off his island.
I love that. Like I said, he
Yeah.
just was like, leave.
Yeah.
He wasn't even saying, I don't even want to train you. I just want to be by
Yeah,
myself.
just go away. Leave me alone. And again, that goes back to the whiny Luke.
Yeah.
But completely lost my train of thought there.
I guess that's a good point. Maybe we should start wrapping it up now.
Yeah. The only other thing I do want to say is we do get introduced to 2 new ships that we've never seen before.
Okay. Snokes.
One, Snokes. Oh my god. And I guess I can spoil the Dreadnought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a Star Destroyer,
Mhm.
but on a massive. It makes the Star Destroyers look like X-wings.
Mhm.
It's so huge, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's only in
The first 10
Yeah,
minutes.
the first
I
10
still like that we got
minutes
to
of the
see Luke's X-Wing
yes, we did
under the water and
That was
everything.
a
I
nod
thought
back to it.
it's just like little things. Like there's so much fan service without it being like.
I really wanted Luke to just like
rise it. I know.
and then do his thing.
I wanted Ray to do
liked
that.
it.
But I
would've
forgot
been
she had the
pretty
Millennium
awesome,
Falcon
too.
already,
Yeah.
so she doesn't really need a vehicle. But I was really expecting her. Once again, it goes back to the Empire Strikes Back parallel.
Yes.
I'm gonna get this out of the water.
Yeah.
Look, I'm amazing. It just this is
That
such
would have been a good way for Luke to see how strong she actually was. Don't get me wrong. The way they did it was
because I love when she
perfect.
went in,
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
in Zen meditation.
Yeah,
and then,
and it just went bomb. And it just,
ooh, last spoiler. They talk about Ray's parents.
yes.
You'll be very interested. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be a very polarizing.
Well, and for the last 2 years, that's been one of the big topics of conversation. Who are her parents? And
Keep having the conversation.
Yeah, keep having the conversation.
They did very well
Yeah.
with the conversation piece. It's just same thing with Snoke. Everyone's like, "Well, who is Snoke? Who is Snoke?" I don't understand. Maybe it's a Star Wars thing. Why does someone have to be somebody? Same thing I felt about Rey.
Yeah.
Why does Rey
Yeah.
have to be related to
Yeah.
somebody? Why does Snoke have to be
well, and
Darth Vader or Jar Jar Binks or whatever all the million fan theories were?
And you said this earlier, is the prequels kind of put us into this notion of, you take the prequels and then you take the original trilogy, and the way they leave it is, well, maybe that's all that's left.
Mhm.
But it's not true. I mean, anybody can tap into the Force. Everyone has the Force. And they did a really good job, especially that one scene, of showing that.
Mhm.
You know, that it's not just about the Skywalkers. Yes, they have been a huge part of the story, but now I think they're going to start focusing in on the rest of the universe,
Yeah,
which
'cause
is amazing.
If the Force is a religion, everyone should be able to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just I'm born into it.
Yeah.
No, it's a religion. You stumble upon it. You're taught it any way
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I think that's what I really like. That this once again Rian Johnson's script because he wrote and directed this.
Oh,
No other screenplay writers except for Rian Johnson.
Oh, wow. I have way more
just
respect for him
more
now,
pats on
too.
the back for
Yeah,
him, like-
I mean,
So yeah, that's one we can look forward to that with his trilogy. Is
it's gonna be
I'm
amazing.
really excited. Episode 9 is great, but I'm very excited for his unnamed
Trilogy.
unnamed
Yeah.
whatever trilogy he's doing.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
Well, to wrap all of this up, I'm going to say thank you so much for tuning into this. Thank you,
Yes.
Brian, for going with me to see Star Wars. I invited him to my press screening, hoping he would have loved it.
Thank you for taking me.
I was hoping he would like it as much as he did, and it was a great feeling. So thank you again. Leave a comment down below if you did like this video. If you want to talk about spoiler stuff, try to keep it light spoiler.
Very light spoiler.
Very light spoiler, as light as we try to keep it, because trust me, as much as we talked about, there's still a lot left in this movie.
We could have gone a half hour just talking about spoilers.
Yes, so thank you again.
So.
Keep these comments going. I can't wait to talk about this with our next, geek movie news at TBCN.
Yeah, definitely.
Because next year is a geeky year, and TBCN is going to get very nerdy.
Of these.
Yeah, they're going to get very nerdy recently. So thank you again.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.